Hello, I'm the Resolute Cartographer, and this is Fallout 76. It's been out for about a week now, and I've been playing through it through the beta and up through now. I've now got a character that's level 32, and as I was trying to, do some of the content for the game, I realized that some of it actually couldn't be done until you progress further in the story, but I had no indication of that, other than when I was basically looking through a strategy guide and found that out. So, I figured I would try to create some sort of guide to show effectively what the main story is like and at what point along it you get to do some of the content you might want to do. For example, I was trying to join the Brotherhood of Steel, but you can't do that until you've progressed further in the main quest. So I'll start that now. You can see there, this is my previous character wearing his beer hat, and create a new one now. Okay, and so I've created a new character. Can't really do anything in here. You can mess with the mural. But that's pretty much it. I mean, you can also sleep in the bed, I guess. Or can you even? Let's check. Ah, you can. And there you have it. But anyway, yeah, can you even grab the hat? No, you can only get a hat further outside. Okay, so you can check your computer. And you got 3 messages here. Well, not 3 messages, 2 messages, and the opportunity to play the holotape, which is just a game called Nuka Tapper. But, happy Reclamation Day. Today is the day, everyone. Reclamation Day. We've been preparing for this moment for 25 years. We're ready. You're ready. America's waiting for us, so let's get out there. The Overseer. And you're invited. Countdown to Reclamation Day. Who? Everyone. When? 10 p.m. to midnight. We've opened the remaining liquor rations and the official Vault-Tec party hats. The Overseer will give a speech at 10 minutes to midnight, and we'll lead the countdown. Have fun, everyone. And then we'll take the holotape with us. Okay. And that's pretty much all you can do in here other than put on your Pip-Boy. But yeah, you can see you've got all kinds of trophies in here. And, yeah, just closets full of stuff, which, some of this stuff would be lovely if you could take it with you, but you can't. So then, just grab your Pip-Boy. Alright. And it starts the quest, Reclamation Day. You can open the Pip-Boy.
Huge responsibility.
Okay.
Just know that Vault-Tec is proud of you. I am proud of you. When you hear this, it means I've been gone for several hours. I've got my own mission out there in Appalachia. This is the Overseer, signing off.
Alright, so. Interesting. Never even checked that before. Okay, well, you have a mailbox apparently outside your door, which is kind of funny, but. Anyway. So yeah, you can open up your inventory now. Well, Pip-Boy, which has all these things. And you can change the view in between your actual Pip-Boy, which I think looks pretty cool. And, can't remember what this is called. Some sort of boy thing, I can't remember, but. Light Boy? Anyway, so yeah, you got status effects and special, and you start out with 1s at everything. I can't remember exactly how high you can get all of these, but you do get a point per level, and I think you can get up to level 60, but I don't know that to be completely honest. So anyway, items, weapons. There are a lot more categories this time: weapons, apparel, aid, miscellaneous, hollow, notes, junk, mods, and ammo. And data, you've got your quests. So in this case, only Reclamation Day. Reclamation Day has finally arrived. It's time to leave the vault and rebuild America. And you have to discover the Overseer's mission. But yeah, you got side quests, dailies, and events. No radio stations yet, but there are several outside. Although I won't be listening to any of them for this, just for copyright issues. So, and then you can also switch in between first and third person. And when you go into a vault, you'll see that there are... well, when you start in the vault, I guess. I found 2 other vaults so far. I haven't been able to get into either one of them, but it seems like it's content that they're adding with future updates. But anyway, these other rooms will be occupied by other players leaving, or may not be. I mean, I don't know that there's anybody else in here right now. But anyway. So yeah, you can't even get into them, see? But we can get into the Overseer's quarters. But we can just take a look around here. Typical vault kitchen area. Oop, there's a note. Love note. Dear Lisa, I'm gonna guess Lisa. Dearest Lisa, and I know it would have to have a Z for it to be Liza, but anyway. Do you know that my heart skips a beat every time you enter? Your sweet voice rings, "Milk and 3 sugars, please," in my dreams. I long to kiss you. You only know me as the one who makes muffins, delivers drinks, but I am so much more. I have seen the Congo, I have visited indigenous tribes in the South Pacific. Too boastful? I want to be with you. I want to protect you. I want. So, well, there's the pencil. I guess they were working on that at that point in time. Anything else in this area? No, and let me check back in here, now that I know I missed that before. Well, I don't see anything else in here. And I mean, I understand why they don't let you pick up stuff, because we kind of ruin the ambiance for everyone else just starting to come by, but I would love to pick up some of these aluminum things. Which, by the way, aluminum, one of the most important resources you're going to find out there. So can I get anything here? No. And we can just take another look around down here real quick. Did I see? I thought I saw something. Anyway, confetti everywhere. Yeah, just another one of those. And there are still the Mr. Handys hanging around now.
Sir, hello. Oh, finally! I feared you'd never wake up. Don't you remember? It's Reclamation Day. Time to leave the vault. Most of the others have already gone. Best get cracking.
So, Crutchley. I love the Mr. Handy names. Alright, nothing down here. That's just the back door to the cafeteria. And
Stay fed.
worthy.
Stay hydrated. Very important.
Purified water and Rad-X. I've not actually found Rad-X to be terrifically useful. I mean, I've had occasions to use it on, but most of the time I've been walking around in power armor, so it hasn't really been that big a deal. And I've also got the lead belly perk, which means that I can drink any kind of water without any sort of radiation issues. But yeah, purified water is very useful, especially if you don't have lead belly. So stim packs. Only problem with stim packs, they each weigh a pound, and inventory is very limited. But obviously, one of the most useful items you can get in terms of medicine. Same thing with Radaway.
If you get injured, and you will get injured, make use of stim packs. They are literal lifesavers.
Well, I should say Radway is less useful in this game than it was in Fallout 4, I feel like. But it still does have its use, and it only weighs a quarter pound compared to the stim pack's 1 pound.
So, about the infrastructure out there in Appalachia, I suspect there isn't any.
Okay. Let's see, anything else in here? Maintenance down that way. Oh,
Heck of a
party hat.
party last night, eh, sir? Good to see you all together one last time. Drunk, joyous, and not staving off a horrible death minute by minute.
There we go. Wait, anything else there? No. Now, the funny thing is that the mission actually has you go past this little barricade here, which is pointing you this way, and sends you off this way. You can press and hold down on tab. Well, I'm on the PC. Whatever your button is to open up the Pip-Boy, and it'll turn on the flashlight. Now, in order to see through there, I have to do that. I have to turn it off. But that's intermodular. I don't know if there's anything else specifically about that. I guess it goes in between sections of the vault, which implies that this is actually a quite large vault. So yeah, they've got other new board games in this. New artwork, obviously. Okay, and so here's the Overseer's Terminal. Anything else here that we can grab? No? Okay. Alright, so we got 5 options, including taking the holotape, or playing it in this case, really. But let's check the Vault-Tec reports. Confidential, confidential, confidential. Overseer's eyes only. Violation VTP-01076. 25 years after the vault doors close, you are to prepare your citizens to leave Vault 76 and begin a process called reclamation. Specifics will be disseminated automatically at that time as that time approaches. After Reclamation Day, you are personally ordered to find and secure 3 nuclear silos, codenamed Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. If these sites are still nuclear capable, ensure that no one except Vault-Tec can access them or launch nuclear ordnance. To be clear, even if there are other authorities, whether government, militias, or otherwise, their claims are to be ignored. Vault-Tec alone maintains jurisdiction. That's interesting. It makes you wonder if Vault-Tec themselves are the ones who built the silos. I actually have not been inside of a silo yet. Part of that is that I did not continue along the main mission when I started playing the game. And so I'm hoping to rectify that with this video to show you how you get there as well. Vault 76 parameters. I'm not going to read those again. Congratulations, Overseer. Vault 76 is one of the most important projects that Vault-Tec has completed. No expense has been spared on building, staffing, and selecting the inhabitants of your vault. The cream of the crop of America have been chosen, including luminaries from Vault-Tec University. The special classes and instruction you received about managing a vault do not apply to this assignment. Vault 76 is special. Your mission is to see to the livelihood and well-being of all your residents and make sure they're ready to colonize America once the all-clear is received. It is to be expected you will face challenges we haven't prepared you for. Adapt, learn, and thrive. America is counting on you. Alright. Operation procedures. Day-to-day duties and mandatory shutdown will go to day-to-day duties. Your job as the Overseer is to see to the overall health and safety of Vault 76. Avoid loss of life at all costs. The Vault residents have been carefully chosen for their unique skills and temperaments. Due to the aptitude of Vault residents, you may be presented with a unique challenge in maintaining order. As a last resort, each domicile can be locked down and the resident imprisoned for the duration you seem appropriate. Enforced solitary confinement can lead to psychological issues, so factor that in. Although the vault doors cannot be opened from the inside, keep the entry clear of all unauthorized personnel. The security team will stow all weapons and munitions after the amended entry period, and will be armed solely with non-lethal devices. If America is to be rebuilt, every life in this vault is special. Preserve them all. So different from your typical vault mandatory shutdown. Our studies have shown that even after a relatively short duration of living with the amenities of Vault-Tec, that test subjects can grow dependent on them. That will not do for Vault 76. After the all-clear signal is received, Vault 76 will shut down all functions within 24 hours. Air circulation will cease last, and you should warn the Vault residents that staying inside the vault can be lethal after this period. Everyone must leave the nest. It's imperative that all residents are focused on the important job of rebuilding America. Very interesting. Okay, archive files. We got 4 options, including deleted files, but let's start off with Reclamation Day has arrived. We counted down to midnight. I haven't seen everyone cheer like that since Vault Baby number 1 was born. I called lights out a couple hours ago, had to get security to help a few people to their beds. Then the volunteers and I got all the standees set up just like we practiced. Need to make the final recordings, and then it'll be time to head out that door. I wish I could be there to make sure to help everyone on their way, but I know they'll make me proud. Survival first. As instructed, we set up the survival packages. I've advised everyone to run fast and far from 76 as soon as the doors open. We have no information about what awaits us. Vault-Tec says we're America's best hope. Now we'll find out. Annual Review 2100. Another year down, our mission continues. Top issues. At current count, 6 residents are under disciplinary lockdown. That's up from 4 last year. The morale officer has managed to quash the worst rumors about Appalachia, cannibal mutants, burning rain, whatever, but tensions are high. It's generally pretty easy to maintain order. The pedigree of most of the residents is impressive, to say the least. But competence sometimes means arrogance, and arrogance means my authority gets tested more often than it should. Hydroponics has been struggling to keep up with demand. I've been loath to institute mandatory rationing, but in 2101 that may be necessary. 76 is full to bursting with people, more than we anticipated. Top successes. The award ceremonies are a great way of stoking the most hardened egos, since everyone's so damn competitive. The low point was when with someone losing a tooth in a fight over the best dental hygiene award. The senior staff has been exemplary, as always, very dependable and loyal. It's been a struggle to keep our overachievers placated, but another year down and we're still here. The Vault 76 World Cup has proven to be a huge hit. The ball damn near broke the jukebox, but the energy in the atrium was just amazing. And deleted files. No files found. Okay, so let's take the holotape with us. And let's play it. If we can, or maybe read it. We'll see. I think it's all... So far as I've checked, it's all audio as far as I know with holotapes.
Log, or should I say, direct communication. Because whoever is listening to this had the moxie to try to find out where I've gone. But I'm glad you did. Truth is, I need your help. I've been given a task and I've decided to break protocol and tell you what it is. Because if there's one thing I've learned in these past few years, it's that we need to rely on each other. There were 3 active nuclear silos in Appalachia before the bombs fell. They blew up the world before. We can't let it happen again. So we've got to locate and secure all of the silos. Or die trying. Hopefully the former. But it's been 25 years. I just don't know what we're gonna find out there. Or where to start. My directive was to go to the nearest population center and assess the situation. I'll set up a camp on the way once I get my bearings. Find me there.
Alright, now let's move on to the next station here. Station 5, Camping Made Easy.
Is the key to survival and rebuilding, so use it often.
Alright. Okay. Next up, Station 6. I'm hoping I didn't miss something here. Yep, there we are. Classroom here. Yeah, I wish you could read this thing better. Anyway. Get a job.
Never stop learning. Be the best that you can be.
Okay. So, black rim glasses, a pen, and some perk cards. Alright. So, let's see here. Now, we'll just go through these special stats real quick. Strength is a measure of your raw power. It affects how much you can carry and the damage of all melee attacks. Perception affects your awareness of nearby enemies, your ability to detect stealthy movement, and your weapon accuracy in VATS. Endurance is a measure of your overall physical fitness. It affects your total health, the action points draining from sprint, and your resistance to disease. Charisma is your ability to lead and help others. It allows you to share higher point perks and also affects your rewards from group quests and prices when you barter. Intelligence is a measure of your overall mental acuity and affects your ability to hack terminals, the condition and durability of items that you craft, and the return you get from scrapping. Agility is a measure of your overall finesse and reflexes. It affects the number of action points in VATS and your ability to sneak. Luck is a measure of your general good fortune and affects the recharge rate of critical hits as well as the condition and durability of items that you loot. Okay, so typically what I like to do is snipe, which involves agility. Along with that, I like to be able to hack terminals so that I can read everything that involves intelligence. And I like to be able to pick locks so I can get into anything, and that involves perception. But I also like to be able to carry a lot of things on my back, which involves strength. Endurance I've not found terribly useful in this game, although it does directly correlate to the survival aspects of the game, so you pretty much have to invest some things into it in order to make it so that the survival system is less cumbersome. Charisma is good for groups, but I typically don't do things in groups. I typically solo everything. And so you can get the Lone Wanderer perk out of this, which increases your damage, reduces the amount of damage you take, and also increases your action point regeneration. And then luck is just generally finding things, and like it says, they're critical hits, like so the ability to find more ammunition when you search somewhere, the ability to find more caps when you search a cap stash, things like that. To start out with, though, I'm probably going to go with lockpicking or hacking, and hacking is probably not going to be as useful as lockpicking, at least early on. Concentrated fire. I may not even get a lockpicking card for a little while here. And then let's see what I would get from intelligence. Oh, wrong. First aid. It's obviously useful. And then let's see, intelligence, sorry, agility. No. Strength. I typically don't use melee weapons. Endurance. I've used that perk, and it is useful. It does go all the way up to 100%, which is great, but again, I prefer something a little bit more active to that passive. Again, not going to be doing much with a team, so that's not all that useful. And 40% to find more chems. I've never had that much of a use for chems, so definitely not going to go with that. So it really comes down to Action Boy, First Aid, or Concentrated Fire. And I'm going to do Concentrated Fire just because I have found VATS very useful with small, fast skittering enemies like ticks. So we'll go ahead and get that. Okay. And there we go. I thought I picked up perk cards. Plural. Let's see. That's odd. Maybe I get access to them when I leave the vault? Okay, so that's blocked off. You can still jump over it. I thought you could. Yeah, there you go. But just says intermodular up there. And even with the Pip-Boy light off, you can't really see much of anything. So again, I think the vault is actually supposed to be quite large. Oop. I have actually gotten stuck multiple times, and it's kind of a pain. But you can fast travel from even inside now with Fallout 76, so not that huge of an issue. So this is screening. And we got a security terminal that we can hack with 0 out of 0, which is good because, I mean, no one's going to have any hacking skill when they leave here, evidently. Okay, so we have 3 options. Vault 76 security instructions is what we'll start with. Vault 76 is one of our most highly valuable and important vaults in our network. As such, these orders must be obeyed at all costs. The future of America is at stake. Upon receiving the activation notice, your team is authorized to use lethal force. Any obstacle or threat that stands between you and getting the vault residents safely inside the vault must be dealt with decisively. Only authorized residents are allowed inside. All other personnel should be considered enemy combatants. Whew. The Overseer has special instructions. After the activation notice, as soon as the entry procedures are complete, your team must stow all weapons in specified containers. Further orders will then be dispensed. Trust your Overseer, obey your Overseer, and know that each and every member of your team was selected specifically for this assignment because of Vault-Tech's faith in you. If you work together, you will succeed. Incident reports. We got 4 of them, starting with Drunk and Disorderly. Jill caught M. Thompson singing loudly during the night cycle. He got into Reclamation Day party stores and borrowed a 6-pack. The rules say that theft mandates lockdown, but what's the point? It's 2 days... In 2 days, everyone's out anyhow. Threw Thompson in a holding cell to sleep it off. Assault investigated. Nakamura investigated a complaint filed by our old friend Jake. Jake claimed that E. Jefferson shoved him with intent to commit bodily injury. Nakamura found a witness, and Jake was gently shoved out of the way after he was laying into Jefferson about being an ineffectual ass. Asked the chief whether we should nail Jake for filing a false report. Chief says that Jake technically was assaulted though, so it's dropped. God, I hate lawyers. Unauthorized access investigation. Terminal 023-B was hacked last night. Sandy investigated and we've got no idea who did it. The reclamation files were accessed, however, which has the chief furious. What did you expect? Half the Rezzies are gosh darn geniuses, and how are we supposed to keep all of them out of the restricted files? Doubled up on shifts, so we have to keep more eyes out there. Like that'll help. Theft investigated. Another claim from Jake again. Sent Nakamura over. She's the only one that doesn't want to strangle the guy. Jake claims he's missing one box of sugar bombs from his room. He's demanding we investigate it. 1 box of sugar bombs. Told Nakamura to drop the investigation. With the reclamation coming up, we have far more important things to do. Okay, security logs. Given it says final entry here for the first one, let's go down to the bottom first. Rundown complete. Team tore through the activation notice checklist. Logs wiped. Non-essential gear secured. Reclamation packages activated, etc. The whole procedure went down in record time like we've been practicing for years. Some grumbling about unleashing the Resis without the Overseer keeping them in check, but overall a good performance. Keeping a lid on it. Had to lock down Casey for blabbing about the activation notice. The cat's already out of the bag, but orders are orders. Procedures we announce tomorrow, but you can feel the excitement. The team keeps asking what to expect out there. The nukes knocked out our external sensors, so we're blind. Only the secondary Geiger counters are operational. Scuttlebutt's gone wild. Lots of whispering of who's grouping with who after the reclamation. I worry that the biggest threat to the project isn't any threat we'll face out there, it's from within. The Resis are a formidable lot, but give them free rein and Lord help us. Oh. Final entry. 25 years of service, no KIAs, and one hell of a send-off. We made one last plea to arm the Resis before we open. Denied. My solemn hope is generations from now, visitors will come to 76 and read this and know how dedicated their forefathers were, how we regrew America from the ashes. But I admit, I'm afraid as well. If some of their experiments and other vaults go wrong, it can give you nightmares. And that's only the things that I know about. If we can only stick together, work together, I think we stand a chance. Now that's interesting that apparently Vault-Tec Security here was aware of the experiments going on in the other vaults. Now I know that the Overseer had a note there saying that she's not basically supposed to ignore the training that would normally kill her residents, but anyway.
Goodbye. Aloha. Ciao. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Vaya con Dios. Buen viaje.
This game is truly beautiful, and the music provided is top-notch as well. Alright, so we've completed the first quest. We now have another one called First Contact, which we can check here in the data. So again, Reclamation Day completed. Now we're on to First Contact. The Overseer set up a camp south of the vault. If I follow the road, I can probably locate it. Would be logical to set up near the river, so I should head towards that intersection. Alright. Wait. That is interesting. It's saying that it's actually saying it's Reclamation Day. October 23rd, 2102, which is odd because, again, this player is new. This character is new, I mean. But the world is most definitely not. Odd. Anyway, okay. So, now the Overseer's camp is right down here at this intersection of 88 and... heck, I don't know what that little road is right there. Right there across the river. So, first though, may as well see if we can find some sort of weapon or some sort of other supplies. And I do remember that there's a campfire down here, I believe, which had a few little items next to it. I'm not a huge fan of the whole depth of field that they added in Fallout 76, but the world still looks pretty incredible. Oh yeah, here we go. Nothing here this time. Must have already been looted. So some silt beans over here. And then there are also soot flowers. And I believe I saw some rhododendrons. Got a little lag spike there, not sure what that was from. Ah, here we go. There's a rhododendron. Just, firefly. Now, fireflies I've not actually found to be hostile. Even though it shows up as red. You can kill them and take this glowing liquid from them. I'm not sure what you do with it, though. I'm sure there's some sort of chem you can make with it, or possibly a syringer recipe that involves it. But you know what? Let's get back up to the vault and follow the proper path down. Alright. This is a very unique vault in that the door is prominently displayed of it. Most of them are hidden in shacks and caves.
The overseer said she'd set up her camp down the road to the south.
Alright. Well, we're heading south anyway. And we got a corpse here. Orders from Maria Chavez, and this is a responder's corpse. We got some Radex, a machete, and some pre-war money, so we're going to take everything. First of all, though, the orders from Maria Chavez. Paul, I need you to make the monthly scouting run to Vault 76. Those doors have to open sometimes. Don't take risks. Observe for a few days and come back. Maria. We got some Radex again, machete, and pre-war money. Pre-war money, by the way, I have not found a use for it other than as junk. But, ooh, some Chinese robots down there. So let's equip that machete. Again, I don't typically use melee weapons, but this does more damage than my fists. So, and does this do anything? No, it's just aesthetics. Back in Fallout 4, glasses would give you +1 perception, which is funny to consider because effectively it was making the claim that everyone needed glasses. Because for a lot of people out there putting on glasses that are not their prescription, well, for anybody putting on glasses that are not their prescription, it's going to lessen your perception. But so it looks like we got at least 2 Liberator robots up here, but I typically find them in groups of 3, I think. So there may be one somewhere that I just don't see. There's the other one. Sprinting does consume action points. There we go. And I'll take the scrap from them. Steel is incredibly common. It's not something you're typically going to have to be wanting of. And lead scrap. Lead is very useful in crafting of ammunition. Which I'm constantly running out of 45 ammunition, but I do have a massive stash of 1,600 rounds of 38 that I've never truly had a use for except for the very beginning of the game when I found a pipe pistol. More fireflies. And this is a little unmarked location here with some junk. Hopefully a pipe pistol, because I'd like to have a firearm. That metal bucket's usually made out of steel, so cap. Bobby pins! Wow, I've never found them this early. And a bag of fertilizer. And then you can get wood scrap from wood piles, which you need for cooking. And construction of your camp. Beer bottles, moonshine jug, more beer bottles. I don't typically drink in these games due to the addiction mechanic, and they're also pretty heavy. So a plan for a single action revolver ivory grip, but I don't have a pistol. So some 45 rounds and some loose springs. But yeah, you can sit down and play the banjo or any instrument you come across. There we go. If you're wondering why I was playing that so long, you get the bonus of well-tuned, which, let's take a look at what that does for you. Well-tuned, plus 25 to AP region. That's pretty nice. And it lasts a full hour. Grab these soot flowers. Now, you can use these things to make different things when you're cooking. Now, if you don't use them quick enough, they turn into spoiled vegetables, or at least... typically, yeah, you can see right there the condition. That means that they do spoil. See, Stimpack does not have a condition, which means that it does not spoil. Okay. Now you can get luck perks that make so things spoil more slowly in your inventory, but you can also use the chemical workbench to make fertilizer out of spoiled food. And you can then grow more food at your camp. It's not the only way to get fertilizer. Obviously, I've already even picked up some. And you can find it in pretty large quantities some places. And this starting area that you're in called the forest is actually a pretty good source of fertilizer. And this is easily one of the most beautiful parts of a Fallout game you'll ever find. I'm going to check out this lumber mill because I've gotten a short hunting rifle from this place before. But it is filled with ticks, but we have got vats. So, let's see. Did I see anybody yet? And you can press your, yep, you can see if you press your VATS button, it'll show you enemies in the area, but it does consume AP points to check if there are enemies in the area. If you watch, see, every time I press it, see now we're in the Gilman Lumbermill here. Every time I press the VATS button, it consumes a little bit of AP, basically just to keep you from constantly pressing it. Tons of wood here at the Gilman Lumbermill. And I hear something. Yep. Ugh. Nasty. That thing just exploded when I killed it. Okay. Let's hope we find a gun before we have to encounter one of those things face to face again. Oh, I think there's one down there. Wood scraps, 308 and 38. This is where I found the gun last time. Oh, we got some armor. A wood right leg. And I'm going to pick up everything because I've got a pretty good amount of space in my inventory right now, just starting out. And you can scrap things and reduce their size in your inventory. But for now, let's see if we... Nope, still don't have any more weapons. But I can put on this armor here, which increases my damage resistance a little bit. It looks, let's see, it looks a little bit ridiculous though. You can see it right there with the lichen growing on it and stuff. And... Ooh, lumberjack saw. That's probably good. Be a good amount of steel and a little bit of wood, maybe. Nothing out here on the roof, though. Dang, this is where I got that rifle. That's unfortunate. Oh, tick. Ugh, good lord. What am I hearing? Sounds like there's some sort of sound effect glitch there. Buff out. Instant steroid for the Fallout universe. Allows you to carry more. Well, just increases your strength in general. Baseball bat. After saying I don't use melee weapons very often, I get 2 early on here. Let's see about that baseball bat. See if it does more damage. And it's not even showing up. Did I misread that? Let me check junk and see if it's in there. Baseball base. Okay. Misread that. Okay, let's see. Got some more gas cans. Typically always pick those up in Fallout 4 because I need oil for machine gun turrets. But machine gun turrets take up a huge amount of your camp... what's it called? Construction budget. So I typically don't have too many of those these days, and oil therefore is not as big a resource for me as it used to be. Oh, where is it? There it is. There we go. You can use the parts of the tick to make different... Oh, aluminum scrap. You can use it to make different medicines and foods and stuff. Maybe not foods. Medicine and syringer weapons. Ugh. Nasty. Okay. Waste as... Oh. Jeez. Okay, lead pipe. I'll break that down to make lead. Gears. Gears are another one of my most important resources now, along with aluminum. That's a tinker's workbench. I'll use that here in just a minute to break some of this stuff down. And I'll grab these saws. See if there's anything else to grab around here. More waste acid. Use oil can. Oil canister. Okay. Ah, I can pick this. Okay, that's annoying. Okay. Alright, just junk and some ammo and a stim pack. Okay. A mine. All I've got so far is melee weapons and now explosive weapons. Let's see if I can find anything else around here. Another wood pile. No. Doesn't look like there's too much more out here. I feel like I've seen concrete scrap in piles like this before, but anyway. Not something that's all that important to the main quest. Just grabbing stuff on the way there. Yeah, oh. Again, aluminum is incredibly important. More gears. And aluminum. Okay. So, I can just scrap things immediately. And I'll scrap all junk. You can see how much I'm going to get out of that. That's a lot of steel you can see right there. Not bad. Some aluminum, a gear. Okay, and then I can actually scrap weapons as well, like the lead pipes, which comes with concrete scrap along with lead scrap. And the beer bottles, which I think you can use these to craft medicines, but I don't know offhand. But it's one of the pieces of the junk that does not automatically get broken down when you scrap all junk. Just like the hallucinogen gas canisters, because they can be used to craft hallucinogen gas canisters. Like full ones, because you find depleted ones. But let's see. Anything else I've got at this point? Nope. And you can see I've currently got 34 out of 155 pounds used up. It's significantly less than when I originally started breaking that stuff down. But looks like I've cleared this place out pretty good, and I still don't have a gun. But we're still heading in the right direction, because started out up there, we're now here. That's the Moonshiner Shack right there. I could hit that, I guess, but we're going to head over this way and stop off at a farm on the way here, and hopefully we'll find a gun there. At the very least, I know there's Scorched there. Scorched carried guns, so this is one of the neat new models they added here. It's this little bus. Alright, let's see. Checking for Scorched. Squirrels. They finally added squirrels to the game, meaning that you can actually make squirrels on a stick without there being any question of where the squirrels are actually coming from. Nope, Scorched. I don't know what just damaged me. I've had that happen multiple times. I have no idea what supposedly just damaged me just then. The Scorched do talk. Uh-oh. Shoot. I need your gun. The Scorched obviously used to be people, but they're not quite like feral ghouls. I think I hear someone shooting from up here too. Yep. Ooh. Hatchet. Stim pack. Oh. Apparently my stim packs are not bound for some reason. Or they just didn't want to work right then. Either way. Now stim packs operate differently in this. They do an initial burst, and it follows it up with a slow heal over time. Alright. Took care of all of them, and we got a pretty good amount of loot out of that. So, I'm going to need another stim pack. And I could use some Radaway too. Well, I mean, I'd only get a little bit more of my health back from that, but let's see what we got. Maybe I got some diluted Radaway, which has half the effect. No, so I'll just leave it for now. Anything else up here? I'm just going to check this. Oh, bobblehead for small guns. Which, I'm not a big fan of the way they did bobbleheads in this, to where it's not really like a cool piece of loot anymore, where it like gives you permanent boosts. It's a temporary boost, kind of like a potion or something like that, that you can use in combat. Baseball grenade, beer, wonder glue. Okay, but a weapons bench here. So let's see, what am I actually going to want to use? So we actually got a good amount of things that are some pipe bolt action pistols. Those fire 308 rounds, which are pretty deadly. But you can look here and you can even see there are conditional differences in between the two guns. Let's check and inspect them and see if there's anything different between the two of them. And there's not. They're just different conditional weapons in the game, and some of them are worth more than others. You can see there, standard receiver, stub barrel, standard grip, standard sights, and no muzzle. Then let's see, along with that, I feel like there's just a general pipe pistol as well. And that fires 38 rounds. And then we got a fire axe, which goes slow but does more damage. And then let's see what else. We got the second machete. Let's see if this will work. So first of all, scrap junk. Okay, and then let's scrap the second machete, the one I'm not using right now. Yeah. And so you'll get some items for it. And in this case, I did not get a mod, but let's check if I break down one of these. I'll break down the cheaper one here. And there you go. I got a bruising grip unlocked for the pipe bolt action pistol. I'm going to break this down as well because I'd rather use the 308 than the 38. And I got our severe receiver, and let's see, pipe wrench versus machete. Machete's better. Okay. And I'll break down the axe as well. So now I've got a pistol and a machete. So let's see. Let's add them both to favorites. And let's equip this as well, so that we can actually, baseball grenade instead, so we can actually start making use of these explosives. Okay, so there's my pipe bolt action pistol. Pretty crappy little thing, but it's better than nothing. Okay, did I miss anything over here? But yeah, you can tell they're severely different from your typical feral ghouls that are brownish in color, like a brownish tan, and they look like they got weird growths all over them, but it's like looks like flesh growths, whereas these guys look like they've got some sort of strange crystalline growths all over them. Let's check this little out structure here before we head into the house. Tinker's workbench, combination wrench. I believe those combination wrenches are steel and lead, but let's see. Yep. And you can see there in the item stats, it has 1 steel, 2 lead, weighs 1.2 pounds, and has a value of 5 caps. So we'll scrap that. Oh, I got armor too, I forgot that. I saw that. Chest and right leg. I wish I could have gotten something other than right leg, given I already had right leg, but we'll scrap that. Okay. And I'll show you what you can craft here. Okay, so ammo. And there are many kinds of ammo now. Many of them from before, but there are new ones as well. So we got 308 rounds. Those are in hunting rifles, the bolt-action pistol. 38 rounds, pretty low damage round there. Get a lot of them. 44 rounds for 44 magnums and stuff like that. 45 goes for like combat rifles, submachine guns. We got the 50 caliber ball. Those go for the black powder weapons, which are very high damage, but they also take a long time to reload. We got 50 caliber rounds, which are used for like 50 caliber machine gun. 10 mil for the 10 mil pistol. 5.56 for assault weapons. 5mm for the mini gun. Cannonball for, I'm assuming they got a broadsider type weapon. I have not found that yet. These are like £1 each, so if you're planning on using them, use them. Crossbow bolts. Those are for the crossbow. Flare. The flare gun, I've not really found a clear use for that weapon yet. I used one last night, but all it does is shoot flares into the air. I think maybe if you're working with other people it's helpful, but harpoon for a harpoon gun, paddleball string, railway spikes, shotgun shells, another useful ammunition there, and syringer ammo. I've never been big on syringers, just because I'm much more a fan of weapons that do a lot of damage immediately rather than possibly that do things over time or provide stat debuffs. But anyway, you can also bulk stuff, but I've don't actually know that this is worth anything yet. I thought it was supposed to effectively decrease the amount of your inventory that was occupied by junk, but it doesn't seem to actually do that. And it uses a lot of plastic in the process. Energy ammo, so you can make all these types of ammunition. I did find a cryo later last night, so that's what the cryo cells are for. Fusion cells for like laser rifles. Gamma rounds for the gamma weapons. I have not found any gamma weapons yet, though. Those shoot radiation rather than doing actual physical damage, but you can effectively kill someone with them. Plasma cartridges for plasma weapons. Plasma core for power armor. And I think for heavy laser, Gatling lasers. And then these are for Gauss rifles, I believe. But explosive ammunition. I have found a 40mm grenade launcher, and that thing is a lot of fun. Missiles weigh 2 pounds each, so that they are something where, like, if you're going to be a heavy weapons guy, you got to find some way to lower the weight of this stuff, because that's a lot of weight to be carrying around, especially if you're carrying around like 10 of them. That's a lot of your inventory. Grenades, Molotov cocktails, and fragmentation grenades, and of course you do learn how to make more weapons as you go through the game. These are just what you start off with. And mines, frag mines, which I don't know exactly how you're supposed to be manufacturing a mine that looks just like that, but we'll pretend that's what you're making. Okay. So then... Oop, that is... No, it's just a sandbag. Okay. Let's check up in the house. Oh. Looks like this guy was doing some rototillering when the bombs hit. Or was maybe just out rototillering and got killed. Okay, yeah, I may as well take that and break it down. So this is what happens to the Scorched. They end up freezing in place, and then they eventually just turn into this like petrified corpse, which if I touch it, breaks into powder and gives off a huge amount of radiation. Okay, another skeleton there. APU. HNB. FCL. Yeah, it doesn't spell anything. There are different kinds of teddy bears in this. Bubblegum bear, bear fear, comrade bear, something like that. All of it's junk that I can break down. Coffee cup, dog bowl, beer bottle. This place looks pretty well cleared out, though. Still a little bit of junk lying around, though. Always check the mirrors in the bathrooms, because they're usually filled with medicine. Oof. Old Possum is a type of beer you can find here. We got a message to Sammy. Responders don't know crap. Every night there's more of them in the sky. Brotherhood warned us all. Defiance has fallen, they said. What the hell's that mean? Supplies running low. May try to get to Abbey, way over the mountain. Free State's gotta know more. Sammy, you read this, get to Abbey, straight east of the Red Rocket Mega Stop. She knows the Brotherhood of Steel better than anyone. May angels look after you, because sure as crap, nothing else will. Oh, let's take that. Okay, so pillow. Pilsner bottle. Cat bowl. Yes, I am absolutely a hoarder in Fallout games, and it's not been working out very well for me in this one because you got a very limited stash space. Now, they do say they're going to increase that, but I have not seen that happen yet. They say they're going to take some time to balance it out and everything. Pumpkins! As far as I know, you cannot grow those. Oh, that's neat. Little jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. Set flowers. Let's see what we got. Oh! There we go. Anybody else? I feel like they would have come out in here if they heard that. Can break down that bolt-action pipe pistol. Oh, let's turn off that radio. Okay. Used oil can. Ah! Plan for light metal arms. Now then, if I go in here, I go to notes. Plan for light metal arms. I can now craft those. Same thing with the single action, was it? Yeah, ivory grip. Hard hat, enamel bucket, walking cane. What else we got around here? Not bad. Okay. Alright, let's scrap some stuff. Scrap all junk. Went from 76 down to 66 right there. Scrap the walking can. I'm not going to actually. Speed medium. Speed medium. It takes level 5. I'll hold on to that for now, though. Let's break. Actually, let's see. Yep, break that down. Short scope. So, let's take a look at this thing. See if we can't modify this. Nope, not scrap. Modify. Okay. Oh, this is an armor bench. That's right. There's still a weapons bench I can go take a look at, but alright. Oh, actually upstairs. How did I forget about that? Plus there's this stuff right over here. Mostly steel, but there's also a gear in there. And I think some plastic on that screwdriver. Plastic you can use for shotgun shells. Crushed orange canister. I believe that has, well, there's a aluminum can there. That's aluminum. But crushed orange canisters are copper and steel. Copper I've not found as much of a use for in this as I did in Fallout 4, but then again, Fallout 4 you use a lot of copper if you're wiring up any of your settlements. Okay, let's go make use of the bench. That was weird. It did not drain my AP for a couple of seconds there. Okay. Let's take a look at this bolt pipe action pistol. Let's see the grip here. See, I could give it a bruising grip that increases bash damage. Wait, what did that say? This will scrap the currently equipped mod. No, leave it. Stub barrel. See, and most of these things you do have to effectively learn the mods for by breaking the weapon down. So, we got a short scope. Let's do it. Till I find something better. That scope looks like the best thing on this gun. Okay. Now then, let's head over to the Overseer's camp. That's weird. The shine from the moon seems to be coming from below it. Or maybe it's just the way the lights are refracting off the clouds. We'll go with that. Oh. Well, Radstag Yearling is what I just said there, which is like the fawns. The Radstag fawn. I mean, not like the fawns, but yeah. Radstags typically won't attack you unless they are deranged, or I think that's what their little impairment is called. But yeah, they show up as red, but and I'm not really sure why that's the case. But anyway, getting pretty dark. Okay, and here's the Overseer's camp. Alright. Let's check this out first.
Overseer's log, south of Vault 76. I knew this wasn't going to be the Appalachia I remembered, but mutated animals, haywire bots, and no people so far. We have to be ready to rebuild in what I can confirm is hostile territory. Fortunately, Vault-Tec was prepared. You see this? The cooking station, the stash box, the workbenches, all built with the camp. You need a home base out there. The construction and assembly mobile platform is designed to give you one. Just add resources, planning, and a little elbow grease. When you move your camp, everything you've built is stored, ready to be placed back down in the new area. Use this to establish a foothold whenever you're in unfamiliar territory. I've left my camp behind so you can use it. I know I'm breaking my own advice by not taking it with me. But after seeing Appalachia for myself, I need to make sure every resident of 76 has a safe haven they can start from. I'll make do without it. If it's still standing, the town of Flatwoods is further down this road. Find me there. This is the Overseer. Signing off.
Alright, you may have noticed that I made some soot tea there, or soot flower tea. Okay, so it looks like we've got 3 types of ammunition, and I'm going to make it, basically the quest has you craft a weapon and make a piece of armor. Now this is a miscellaneous quest, but I'm going to take care of it at this point. So, let's see. So I got 38 and 45 along with the 308 I'm already currently using. So, let's see. Pipe revolver uses 45 versus pipe pistol, which uses 38, but this does way more damage, so let's go with that. Okay. Now I have to craft a piece of armor. Now we've already got a chest piece and a right leg, so let's see what else we can make. I'm not sure I have any leather though. I must have picked up some at some point. Can't make that because I don't have any screws. Okay, so let's make a left leg. And as long as we've got the material to do it, we may as well make some arms as well. Okay, so let's check that out. Wish that it would not have that thing constantly blocking up there at the top left there. Okay. And there we go. Now unfortunately this hat does not actually provide any additional armor, but I'd like it more than the party hat. So okay, so let's head down the road to Flatwoods, which is this way. I can show you here on the map. Alright, so down 86B east. Does that say west? No, east. That's odd because I'm going west, but whatever. Anyway. Okay. Flatwoods and Charleston. Charleston being the capital. And we got some robots up here. Okay, now you can hold your breath to increase your aim. Or steady your aim, I mean. There we go. Oh. I feel like I've been aiming right at this thing. And I'm trying to hit this thing from a ways off because... Okay, it just healed. I've never seen a robot heal itself, but we'll pretend they can. Okay, this is just frustrating. I hope you can see what I'm seeing here, which is that I'm aiming directly at it. There we go. And that the damage just does not seem to be getting done. One more should do it. There we go. It's a generally peaceful little road between the Overseer's Camp and Flatwoods. It got some nice god rays there. The lighting in this game I found to just be superb. More lead scrap. I'm going to need a lot of lead if it's going to keep doing that when I'm shooting. Of course, I am using a pistol right now. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, leveled up. Okay. Let's see. What do we get? Okay, let's see if we can get a lockpicking card yet. No. Maybe a hacker card. No. No. Nope. That is not at all a bad thing. I'm very seriously considering getting that. Just because, again, stim packs weigh a pound. You know what? Yeah, I think I will go ahead and get that traveling pharmacy. This is weird, because I feel like I should have more cards than this, but, anyway. Okay, so, let's see. How did that affect things? I just drank something, apparently. Stim packs now weigh 0.7 pounds. Very nice. Did I just drink a beer or something? Let's take a look. Purified water. Okay, well. Let's see. Oh. Where is he? There he is. There we go. Okay. Hey, they killed a red stag. Well, I'll take the meat. And if I can find the dog. Not something I would normally want to eat, but hey. I'm not in the post-apocalyptic Appalachia. Anything else? I feel like I missed a dog here somewhere. And I'm realizing also that I don't have that pipe pistol added to my favorites. So let's do... Oh. No. Forget that when you're making a favorite, you gotta press C. Whereas when you press R, or sorry, F in order to open them up, so... Let's see... There we go. Welcome to Flatwoods, home of the green monster. And that is a symbol of the responders right there. Which... Yeah. Green Country Lodge. Oh, mole rats. There we go.
Automated warning to all responders. Surrender farmhouse out of control. Evacuate civilians. And take down those supervisors. Once they're dealt with, you'll have to leave the server. Again.
Alright, so that's one of the events in the area. It's not a feature that I'm terrifically thrilled with, just because sometimes it'll interrupt you when you're doing something else. But it's something that's kind of neat because you can interact with other people. Oh, I thought that was a mole rat. Just a possum. Okay, where's that radio? I gotta find that thing and turn it off. Okay. Rad roach, and looks like this gentleman died lifting weights. Some rad roach meat. 80-pound barbell. Now, I did find an interesting thing in my last playthrough, so let's check this out. 80-pound barbell. Let's see how much it weighs. Okay, so it does weigh 80 pounds in this case, but it only has 7 lead in it, which is interesting. Okay, oh, jam session notes. Okay, now this is a bug that I've been getting quite a bit, where it will start playing something in terms of holotapes, but it actually will not start it. So let's turn that off, and all you gotta do is turn it off, turn it back on.
Arm day. 3 sets of 12 reps. Let's see. Dumbbell bicep curls, tricep extensions, and back extensions, yeah. Little peep about the lack of proper equipment. No bother. Chin up. Only 8 more luxury coffins to make quota in backwoods. I mean flatwoods. Be difficult given the financial situation around here. Just need to remind them of our friends the Chinese. I'll be back on the plane to Ipswich within a fortnight. Gather it'll be the bench press today. Yeah, again.
Now I know I'm severely over-encumbered here, but all that means is that after a period of time of walking, it will make me, well, instead of running, I'll be walking. Okay, so... Alright. And I'm just hoping to find a scrapping station, because 7 lead does not weigh 80 pounds. That's the odd thing about the whole situation. Now, you can scrap anything at any station except for a cooking station, which you cannot scrap at, but... Let's see... Yeah. They did fix the ambient occlusion in the most recent patch, which before that you could pick up an item and the shadow would stick around on the ground for a little while after you picked it up. It's an interesting little visual error. I really do hate the things when you find the baby strollers. Nuka-Cola Quantum. That is a very... Oh. Why do people drink them and then put them back in the machine? That's a very nice drink, though. Nuka-Cola Quantum. It refills 200 health and 100 AP with only 10 rads and refills 15% of your water. Okay, anything else? Did I miss any rooms? I only found the one. But... Excel. Corn. If I had a camp, I could plant that. Now, hold up a second. So corn does spoil. So apparently that that lunchbox right there is a tiny little refrigerator or something, or maybe, you know, it was keeping it in suspended animation or something. We'll go with that. Who Goes There Part 1. Okay, you see what I mean though, where it's not playing. So again, go back in here.
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be...
I pressed the
Okay,
button.
now I did not press that. I specifically did not press that.
I pressed the button. Hush.
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills. Tonight's episode, Who Goes There? The Strange Encounter in Flatwoods, is brought to you by Sugar Bombs, the breakfast cereal with explosive great taste and 100% of the recommended daily allowance of sugar. Get your morning started right with Sugar Bombs. Our tale begins on a fateful night when a young pioneer scout, Fred Fisher, finds himself in quite the predicament, having taken a spill and fallen into a dark place.
Where am I? Jack? Biff? Mr. Bailey? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Who's there? I can't see you.
Me. My name's Sally. What's yours?
Fred.
Are you okay, Fred?
I think so. My head's a little woozy. Must have hit it when I fell.
Oh, no. Did you get lost, too?
Well, sort of. What I mean is that I was camping with my scout troop by the lake near Flatwoods. There were these lights kind of dancing in the sky.
Neat.
I guess. Anyway, we heard some weird noises, and the guy's double dog dared me to go look. So I did.
All by yourself? You're really brave.
Shucks. Thanks. I followed the noises to an entrance of an old mine. It smelled awful there, like rotten eggs, but worse. Suddenly, there was this bright light shining down on me. I was super scared and ran to the mine to hide, but everything felt strange. Like my feet weren't even touching the ground. Everything went black, and I woke up here in the dark.
That all happened to me, too. We'll just do it like Dad bring him soon. There are other people here?
A very good question indeed. Tune in next time to find out the answer in the chilling conclusion of Who Goes There? The Strange Encounter in Flatwoods.
Probably a stupid move to attack all these bloatflies at once, but hey, I'll get some experience out of it. And they were flying around some little piles that I wanted to check out too. Okay, let's see about this. Now you saw how I broke down all those weights and I dropped like 400 pounds in my inventory. More bloatfly meat. Whoa. Scorched beast guano pile. I thought that's what this might be because I've seen those guano piles before when I was killing a scorched beast over east of the mountains, but I did not realize that there was a scorched beast pile or guano pile over here. Well, mute fruit, but this time it actually gives you mute fruit. Now, in Fallout 4, when you pick those things, it gives you wild mute fruit, which cannot be planted. I'd like to do some cooking here before too long. Got a lot of meat for those bloatflies, and of course the radstag and the dogs. I went back that way to use the crafting station back at the Overseer's camp because I didn't want to do any of this content while that tape was playing, which reminds me we can now play this other one.
I pressed the button. Hush! I think it's recording now. Shush! Hello? Hello there? Oh, I think it's working. I hate these things. This is Willie Mae, and I was asked to talk a bit about my life since the war to help educate future children someday. I think that's nice. I thought I'd just watch my programs and entertain the grandkids in my retirement. But that didn't turn out to be the case. I'm just glad they all made it to the vault in time, you see. When I saw it in a dream, I knew my prayers were answered. My husband Frank used to work in the mines. Just a bit before the war, there was news of tremors, and he didn't come home. I don't know what happened to him or why he never came home for sure. And between you and me, I'm fine with that. Since the war, I've just read my old newspapers and listened to music. Very peaceful for once, which is just right nice by me. Ever hear of the Watoga Times Atomic Lottery? The winner got 10 years worth of Blamco mac and cheese, Salisbury steak, and Nuka-Cola, of course. I played that lottery for 20 years. And I finally won the month before the war. It lasted only 8 years, though. But who can you complain to? By the time it ran out, I had heard the responders' radio broadcast, so I went out to find them and get supplies. Bless their hearts. Well, I'm going home now. For a bit anyways. How do I turn this thing off? Oh, blast these things. Not this button. Not this one. Oh, oh, here it is.
Alright, so that's one of many survivor stories you'll find across Flatwoods. Let's see. Funeral home. I'm not sure how I actually feel about stealing from a funeral home. Not that I like, let's see. Guest book. It's in H's hands now? His hands. Okay, the spacing was just odd there. I know my dad and brother are okay, but I lost so many friends. So many. I think of them constantly. I only hope some of them made it. From Dasa. I just hope everyone's okay in the vaults. It's weird that they all have the exact same handwriting, is it not? That's from Willie Mae, that woman we were just listening to. When a door closes, another door opens, or maybe a window, from Miguel. We don't really need to grieve, because nobody really died. They're just different now, from Scott, who seems to have the same view on people that that one girl from The Walking Dead has. I didn't lose anything in the war, in fact. I have a better life now. But condolences to the one who lost loved ones. From Gary. Grieving is not very productive. From Lucas. Okay. Now, normally I would not take this because it feels like it just it feels wrong. But I want to show you what this baby rattle's made out of. So, go to the junk category. Plastic and lead, of course, because it's the Fallout universe that has lead in it. Okay, so let's check these out. Dear Daddy. Daddy, if you read this, I am now staying in the bell tower in the church. I have cereal and games and a sleeping bag for both of us. I will be waiting. Love you. I love you, Colonel. I miss you, Dad. Dear Dad, I wrote you a letter last month, and Delbert asked me to write you another letter. He said it will find you. I just wanted to say that I am doing okay. Everyone is taking care of me. I miss you. I'm not taking these notes, by the way. Nothing helps. Sorry, Tabitha. Haha, they are all dead, and you hurt them. They suffered because of you, honey? Cuddles from Sophie. What? Sorry? Sorry, my name is Tabitha, and I'm an addict. I was told this type of thing can help me recover. Cassidy, I shouldn't have said any of that at all. I was cruel to you. Patty, you were right. I knew it all the time. 2, Kank, you were an asshole, but so I was too. We both hurt each other equally. Sky, you are amazing. I never told you. I should have said it to you every day. Toby, I stole it. I was messed up at the time, but it's no excuse. Pete, you deserve better. Lily and I lied to your face about it. You were right. Peggy, I ignored you when you needed me most. Allison, I just stopped talking to you, and I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Carrie L, I never paid you back for all your help. I used you. Hunter, I took advantage of you when you were at your weakest. Louisa, your advice would have helped, and I ignored you. I forgive you, Dad. I forgive you, Dad. I get it now. Taking care of kids is hard, and it was too hard for you. You were young, and it was just too much. I get it. I do. I'm an adult now, and well, it took a long time to understand why you did it. I'm not mad, though. But I'm going to do the opposite of what you did. I'm going to find kids and make sure they're okay. I love you. I forgive you. But you don't need to come home anymore. Colonel. So I think we have Dear Daddy, followed by I Miss You, Dad, followed by I Forgive You, Dad there from Colonel. And Dealing with Survivor's Guilt. Dealing with Survivor's Guilt. Step 1. Learning how to forgive yourself. This can take a long time. In fact, it can take a lifetime. You survived something tragic, and that's difficult for anyone. Step 2. Find someone to talk to. Okay. Anything else in here that I'm going to take? I think there's just a skeleton in there. I wasn't sure if I saw something interesting in there or not. Okay. So, there's a, is that a weapons workbench there? Yes, okay. Oh, and a plan for a single action revolver ivory grip. I already have that. Okay, and a bag of chlorine. Okay, I want to break that down and see what it has in it. Cloth and acid, okay. I get it. And then let's scrap all the junk. Including, yes, the beer bottles. Okay. Bobby pins. And I wonder if I can find a cooking station around here somewhere. Alright, well, let's check in here, because this is where the Overseer went. Alright. Overseer's log, Flatwoods.
Overseer's log. town of Flatwoods. My God. There's no one here. The old tavern, the church, people were using them for shelter, but they're gone. Mutations we expected. But there's something else. A disease. I was attacked by... Well, it used to be a person. But it had these green, glowing lesions, and its voice. Angry, tortured. We are one. One what? Whatever happened here is beyond anything we expected. And we expected a lot. Before they were wiped out, the survivors called themselves the Responders. Looks like they were made of firefighters, police, emergency medical staff. They even have an automated system to teach people about treating water, food, survival. I'm doing their tests, and you should too. I know it's even worse than we imagined, but someone's got to know where the missile silos are, and how to secure them. The Responders are the best lead we have. This is the Overseer, signing off.
Okay, so... so yeah, of course, by this point you're starting to get the picture that there are not any NPCs in the game. At least no human NPCs as far as I can tell. So, let's see. Need to drink. Oh, not putting up a camp. Let's see. Aid. And let's see. There we go. Refilled that. And, okay, I really would like to cook something if I could find a stove. But, okay. So, water safety report. Water safety report from June 23rd of 2096. Volunteer candidate, Colonel. Germ profile high. Recognized bacteria groups. Mutated bacterial groups and new unidentified bacteria. Interesting. Radiation levels extreme. Particulate granules Pebble plus. Wow. Acidity unsafe. Pharmaceuticals high. Water is unsafe for drinking unless boiled thoroughly. Pharmaceuticals don't generally come out from boiling, and acid doesn't either. It's something you gotta balance with base. But yeah, I mean, you could kill those bacterial groups usually with that sort of thing. Although any sort of bacteria that survives a nuclear bomb, although it could have just spread in here from a after the nuclear bombs and all that. But anyway, let's see, what's this? Golly Mine Recon. I've been to Golly Mine. Jeff, I hope things in Flatwoods are going well. I had a thought I wanted to share. If we can spare the personnel, I'd like to send a team into Golly Mine. They were blasting in the days before the war, and if there's still dynamite in there, it could come in handy. I know you're busy with the volunteer program, so it's your call, Maria. Okay. And memo to responders. Responders. The database is now locked. Only volunteers and responders may gain access until things calm down again. This is only a precaution until the whole thing blows over and we can get back to rebuilding this great country. I just updated it with more information about supplies, so when we get back we can start distributing resources to the survivors that remain. Delbert and Kesha have volunteered to stay behind and take care of survivors from Dasa. Now, unfortunately, I believe we just found Dasa back here. Dasa Ben Ami. Right there, lag spike. Not sure what that was.
We call it the Great War now. It's not been long. Things have been rough. Welcome to Survivor Stories. I'm Dasa Ben Ami, a responder. I've been working with the responders for a couple of years now. I'm from Charleston originally, so it was easy to join up. What wasn't easy was the work. Rebuilding Appalachia from the rubble while survivors flock to us regularly from all over. So many have come and gone. Their stories untold. Their names lost to time. I thought we should preserve this history somehow. I've decided to ask people to record their thoughts, their stories, anything they want to preserve forever. I'll call this series The Survivor Stories. I'll start with me. I was an anthropology PhD student at Vault Tech University. Final year. I was printing my thesis when I heard the sirens. I thought for sure my father, a Vault-Tec employee, could take us all with him, but only 2 reservations came through. I refused to go. With my little brother, he went to the vault. They could not persuade me, though they tried. In the end, I pushed them inside it, and that was it. After that, I went back home to Charleston and, well, survived. Eventually, the responders formed, and I signed up right away. It was so hard. The flood was devastating. Relocating to Morgantown Airport and now Flatwoods has been... I remain optimistic. Been with them now for, I guess 2 years. We have big plans. We can do so much to help. Maybe, just maybe, we can rebuild enough to be okay. And in the meantime, I will continue to record stories of survivors when I can. We are your history. This is Dasa Ben on me, signing off for now.
Alright, so, just a note here, you can make fusion cores. Now, I think all these materials come from the area directly after a nuclear bomb has gone off, so I've not had the opportunity to gather any of those, but you can make fuel, boiled water, purified water. I've not found a single water filter yet, so I don't know where those come from. You can make gunpowder, although I've never had any problem having enough gunpowder. It's always lead that I run out of first. Healing, you can make diluted stim packs out of stim packs. And then you can also make glowing blood packs, which give you rad resist. And then you can make disease cures, which are very useful. Diseases themselves will run their course in 24 hours, but sometimes they're just things you don't really even want to think about the fact that you've got them, like rad worms and blood and bone worms and stuff, and then blood packs, which give you health. So, okay. Now then, let's see. What do we got here? Responders database. Alright, I believe it's locked, so we just read that note about that being locked. Let's see if there's anything else over here before we go over to the next icon, which was leading us to the building across the street. So we got patient chart, Buzz. Patient name, Buzz Yates. Complaint. Patient admitted at 9 a.m. complaining of upset stomach. Drank several containers of dirty water. Claims to like the earthy taste. Ugh. Okay, symptoms. Patient experiencing extreme bowel discomfort, weakness, confusion, barely alive. Patient died before receiving treatment. Notes. The patient was too weak to survive a simple fall from his bed. Drinking so much dirty water reduced his physical strength considerably due to intense radiation damage and disease. While he didn't die of those injuries, simply taking a slight injury caused this demise. It's a useful piece of information. Okay, let's see if there's anything else in here. We can check further up. There was that the message from Colonel where he was saying that he was staying up in the bell tower of the church. And one of those early ones. I think the crushed steel canisters are just steel. Let's see. No reason not to take this stuff. Unfortunately, there are no living NPC responders that will come by and make use of these things, so we may as well make use of them ourselves. And we can scrap things here. Okay. They've got a lot of those little achievements that award Adam. Or you can buy it with real money, but I'm not ever going to do that. Just feels wrong to buy that kind of stuff in a full-priced game. Okay, now again, I mean, this game's going to supposedly go on for quite some time, so we'll see. Newsboy cap, cigar. Oh, I didn't even really see that. That branch that says steel, plastic bowl, steel. Plastic spoon is steel bowl, I'm not sure.
Hi. Dasa asked me if I would talk about how I got here. She asked everybody, so I said okay. My name's Colonel, and I'm 13 years old. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. bombs and the messed up people and the cows with their heads and all of it. I was bad. Just bad. I cheated on my spelling test. I kicked Chip Wilkins in the shins until he cried. I pushed Rosie McCloy down the stairs. I cut holes in the bottom of all the gym shorts and put glue in the mashed potatoes in the cafeteria. I told Harold Newell to eat 10 dead flies a day in order to grow muscles, and put Nuka-Cola in the rat cage water bottles at the pet store. And, I just wanted to say I'm sorry about everything. Because my dad said if I wasn't this way, the bad things wouldn't happen. I haven't seen Daddy since the bombs, and I get beat up because of that, too. It's okay. I'm trying to be good now, though. I'm not old enough to be a volunteer, but Dasa said I could help collect food and water, so I'm getting better, I promise. And, Daddy, if you're listening, I promise I won't be bad anymore, so you can come back now. Okay? Okay.
Man.
Bye.
Alright, now the event completed while that was going on. Let's see if we get anything out of that. I don't know if they actually finished it properly. That's not bad. Got a 10mm pistol out of that. Oh, I think I hear the cow walking around. Free cooking lessons. Delicious and free cooking lessons just outside Flatwoods Tavern in the parking lot. Reverend Delbert Winters leads cooking lessons every day. Free to all survivors. Come and get fed and learn how to cook the old-fashioned way. Menu. Reverend Winters' famous Appalachia? Corn pone. Yum. Cram burgers. It's definitely meat. Well, probably. At least some of it. Kindly refer to your local friendly responder for details and class schedules. Okay. Caps. Okay. And let's see. Anything else? Whew. Man. Flatwoods Tavern purchase order history. Well, I'd like to actually see what that says. Actually, let's see if there's... yeah. Wait, where is that? That's... what is it in here? Oh, it's a computer program. September of 2019. Oh, they've been ordering things recent. So, okay, that's interesting. Quantity raw meat 150 pounds, any variety available. 10 caps per pound, supply at will. Bottled beer, 5 crates, any variety available. 2 caps per bottle. Existing supply, wine, 1 bottle, red only. Supply price 30 per bottle. Supplier Frankie, the older one. Description: vegetables, quantity 5 pounds, any variety available. 1 cap per pound. My front yard, also Jill's yard, cause she's never home. October. Quantity raw meat 20 pounds, anything but giant bug meat, please. 20 caps per pound. Supplier, that nice guy that visits every month, forgot his name. Bottled beer, 10 crates, 5 caps per bottle. Found a few crates in the abandoned house at the end of the road. Vegetables, 10 pounds, any variety, 1 cap per pound, also free. Jill's yard is still good, not sure where she is. November 2096, raw meat, 25 pounds, beef, even the ugly kind. 15 caps per pound, supplier responders. Bottled beer, 10 crates, any variety available, 4 caps per bottle. NA running low, so jack up the prices. Varieties, 0 pounds. Any variety available. Supplier, 250 caps per pound. Jill's back and she ain't happy. Okay. Well, that's interesting. What was that? October? No, November of 2096 was the last purchase order for this tavern. Let's see, Nuka Cherry. Oh. Alright. I think that started sparking as soon as I took that out. Let's see what Nuka Cherry does for you. 100 health points, 25 action points. So you can see how much better Nuka-Cola Quantum is now. It obviously gives you more rads as well, but still. Kitchen terminal. Food is critical. Water is critical. Okay, I think I still have to go sign up for the responders. So it is interesting, though. We've already gotten more information on a few of the characters here. We've seen multiple locations that they've interacted with other people. I think that possum is not really hostile, even though it shows up as being hostile. But, I mean, Colonel, we saw the first note where he wrote to his dad begging him to come back. We heard that holotape begging him to come back. Then we found that other note where he was a little bit better, and then a note where he finally forgave his father for making him feel like he was the cause of everything wrong in the world. So let's check this out. Self-registration kiosk. Responders Survivor volunteer program. Welcome, Survivor. This program is developed to turn regular survivors into certified responder volunteers. This is a volunteer. Your job is to help others, and our job as responders is to help everyone, including you. Volunteers register here. Welcome, volunteer. Transferring course to your external hardware. Done. Report to responder Kesha McDermott for further instruction. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, if you didn't have a Pip-Boy, what exactly would this computer be doing for you? But, people directory. And this is how you can find individual responders. So, and we've already heard of some of these people. Miguel, we heard of. Dasa Ben-Ami, Colonel. Kesha McDermott. I've not heard of Cullen McLeader yet. Or Scott Shepard, as far as I remember. Except for I feel like one of the notes referred to Scott. Delbert, we've heard of Delbert. Is the Reverend. And, yeah, okay. So we're looking for Kesha McDermott. She is a responder. Her job is researcher, specialty hydrology and education. Last checked in October 25th of 2096, so 6 years ago. Almost 6 years ago. Flatwoods River was her last known location. Housing assignment, 3 Church Road. Monitoring water safety protocol in Flatwoods, conducting ongoing hydrology experiments. Now, as we just saw right there, okay, so we get some new exterior armor. And a thing to know about Fallout 76, if we take a look at me right now, you can see I'm wearing this Vault Tech jumpsuit. It's a Vault 76 jumpsuit, and then I've got the armor on top of it. Now, in 76, you can also then put on the Responder's Paramedic jumpsuit, and you are still wearing the armor. You can see right there, it does not appear on your person, but it actually is still there, giving you the bonuses to damage and energy resistance. So, there you go. And I think I got more weapons, so let's take a look at that. 10mm pistol I can't use till level 5, but I'm looking forward to that, because it's a good pistol. Frag grenade, I think I just bought that, actually. Or no, I didn't buy it. I picked it up. I sold some other stuff. And I should have talked about that. There are robot NPC vendors all over the place. Usually you find them in train stations and at responders camps. Okay, so pipe wrench. I'll probably scrap that along with the pipe bolt action pistol because I've already got this one. So let's see if I can find another crafting station around here. We haven't even been upstairs yet, anyway. Oh, another Survivor story. Didn't play automatically, that's odd. Let's see.
Just talking to this? Oh, yeah, am I loud enough? Okay. Hi. What do you want me to say exactly? Yeah, so just talk about how you got here and maybe a little bit about your life. This is a historic document. Go ahead, Tabitha. Okay, so, well, thanks. Okay. I've been sober for 9 days. I got here 9 days ago. My name is Tabitha. And this is my story. I just found out about everything. The war, the bombs, I just realized this was really happening. For years, I thought the chems were playing tricks with my mind, hurting my brain. It was the worst trip ever. Every time I'd come out of my haze long enough to look for food, I'd find more chems and, well, they kept going. And I kept seeing madness. I would have been wandering around fighting giant rats and eating garbage if not for the responders. They're good folks. That doc in the church, got me some meds that are helping out a lot. And they have group therapy meetings, and it's good. I think so. Listen, you should avoid the mountains. They'll just get you mixed up. Get you doing things you don't want to do. I mean, there's so many chems up there. I spent too long there. I couldn't think right. I couldn't. Oh, it's okay, Tabitha. Remember what we said in the group? Take your Dictol and rest, and things will be okay soon. It's okay. We're here for you. Yeah, I'm taking it. When I feel better, I'm going out west, though. Getting out of this place. Getting away from the chems, all of this. I feel better every day, but, years of chems, years of rads, years of sleeping in the mud. It adds up. Yeah. I'm gonna get back to sleep now, okay? Okay. Thanks for sharing your story, Tabitha. Get some sleep. You'll be okay. You're safe now.
Okay. Now I'm just going to say real quick that from what I just heard there from Tabitha, it makes me think when she says she came out of the mountains and was constantly on drugs, I'm fairly certain that she came from this site right here. But anyway, let's get back to this. Now, this may seem like you're doing a secondary quest here by doing this whole thing where you're doing a water testing kit and stuff, but this is actually the main quest. So, this unfortunately is Kesha McDermott. I wish she wasn't dead, but there you are. Now, I'm going to say another thing real quick that's not even technically related to this quest or anything like that, but her body should not be in this condition. Now, the last known reporting on her was from 6 years ago. Now, there's no telling exactly what's happened to the whole, what's it called, decomposing process within the Fallout universe. But I was recently, watching that old Ken Burns documentary on the Civil War, and they talked in that about how in the Second Battle of the Wilderness, which took place literally just 1 year after the First Battle of the Wilderness, there were skeletons of the bodies from the First Battle of the Wilderness in the woods. So, how 6 years later there are still fully formed bodies that look like they died maybe just a few days ago is completely beyond me. But anyway, let's get back to this. Water testing kit and a survivor story.
DASA has asked us all to document our stories for posterity, Seems like a fine idea. So, hi, I am Kesha McDermott. When the bombs fell, I was in Watoga, coordinating a statewide science fair for that year's high school kids. And the theme was the future of energy. After the bombs, everything was pretty chaotic. Scavenging for food and fighting off rabid survivors. Oh, it was just a bad time all around. I found a couple of surviving kids from the high school whose parents didn't make it. We holed up in a house in town for a while. After a bit, I was able to solder the circuitry in an old radio, and we tuned in to a broadcast from the responders. Oh, we were overjoyed. The trip from Watoga to Flatwoods, it was rough, mind you. The kids and I ran into a group of assholes in the mountains who stole our food and water. I can't tell you how happy I was to find the responders in Flatwoods. tents for everyone, open kitchens, medical supplies, protection. We were safe. They had a problem, though. Their water sources were contaminated heavily. People were boiling water, but not long enough to make it safe. So, I stepped up and I said, I'll build a testing kit to monitor the contamination, and I will teach folks how to properly boil water. And I did. The world is getting better, but slowly. We need to make sure it doesn't relapse, too. It's going to take time and care, that's all. Well, time, care, and science.
Okay. Now I just collected a sample from the well, and before that I collected that sample from the river. Now we have to go analyze it here in the church that was the responders' headquarters within Flatwoods. Now again, I'll show you this again here.
Water is necessary for equipment sterilization. Please assist.
Now, it doesn't look like I've actually got much to sell right at the moment, so we can probably just move on. But, anyway. Yeah, you can find some useful stuff on them. For example, actually, I was just looking to sell stuff right there, but...
Boiled water is necessary for equipment sterilization. Please assist.
Now you can see here they've got all these different plans you can use. Some of them are for building things like the Tinker's Workbench at your camp. Other things are like this plan here to build a hunting rifle that you can use at any weapons workbench. So.
Volunteer boiled.
Okay, we hear you, buddy.
Necessary for equipment sterilization.
Okay.
Please assist.
Analyzing the water samples. Water type dirty. Disease is severe. Conclusion: this water has not significantly improved since the last sample came from the same coordinates. Updating volunteer status. Okay, so now we need to boil water using dirty water and wood fuel. Now that's also going to require a cooking station or a chemistry workbench. But we just used this cook station over here, which you saw I had huge amounts of food, and that stuff's all going to spoil before I really get to use it. But anyway, let's get to this. Okay, so let's cook this real quick. And to the drinks. We can make one thing of boiled water now because we picked up two different sources of dirty water. And I could use this to make mute fruit juice or soot flower tea or tarberry juice, but I think I gotta use this water for something. If not, then who knows, we'll see what we can do with it. So let's check back in with the self-serve kiosk over here. And this may be... is this even the case? Let's check the volunteer status. Sending data to responder cache's terminal for volunteer analysis. Done. Updating volunteer status with the responder database. Done. You must complete one more experiment for the responders before becoming a full volunteer. Transferring course to your external hardware. Done. Report to responder Delbert Winters for further instructions. Now, as we learned before, Delbert Winters is a resident of the town of Flatwoods. He's been helping the people out here. And he's also been offering cooking classes. Now we just got a chemistry workbench plan, and let's see, what was the other plan there? It kind of faded before I got to read it. All plans are in notes. So we got chemistry workbench and ultralight build leather armor legs, I think. Well, anyway, let's check out Delbert Winter's house, which I thought was this way, but maybe not. Must be over here. Oh, no, that's right. You're supposed to search for Delbert. I've simply have found him before, so I generally know where to find him. Someone with a laser weapon's been through here. Okay, let's see. Here we are. Oh, I forgot. I leveled up. Let's take a look at this. Okay, unopened perk pack. Moving target. Can do. First aid. Slow metabolizer. And Duck Doctor says to his patient, full disclosure, I'm a quack. Not bad. Okay. So, let's see. What are we going to put a point in? I think intelligence this time. And hacker. Ooh, but can I get lockpicking now? No, I can't yet. So yes, absolutely hacker. Okay. And we got actually several cards we can equip now because we haven't had any cards to equip in these other slots. So in endurance, well, if I had the point, I would use the slow metabolizer right here. But going over to intelligence, I can actually equip both of these. Okay. Moving target and can do. I could use all three of these if I was level 5 and 7 in the case of can do. But anyway, let's see. Anything else here? Ooh. That's awful. Good lord. Okay. Yeah. Let's look up Delbert Winters. There we are. Responder, morale officer, chef, specialty, cooking, preaching, morale. Last checked in July 24th of 76. Sorry, 96. I don't know where that came from. Delbert's home was his last location. Housing assignment 21 Bridge Street. Notes, runs the Flatwood kitchens and potluck, trains survivors in food safety. Okay, let's go find him. I have begun to wish that they hadn't completely taken, well, I don't know if there ever were NPCs in the game, so I shouldn't say taken them out, but I am starting to wish that they had put some human NPCs into the game. But, there are some robot NPCs, not just including the vendors, but let's check this out. Okay. Delbert Sunshine Oil. Let's see, that's another recipe. Okay. Not sure what it does. Silver pocket watch. Anything that might have a gear in it, I'm always going to pick it up. I made a video during the beta where I didn't manage to kill a Scorched Beast because I ran out of gears. And here is, unfortunately, Reverend Delbert Winters.
Reverend Delbert Winters here, born and raised in this very town. Lit my own church to the responders for their outpost here, and you're welcome. The responders are on a true mission, you see, helping folks through thick and thin, till the heavens open up again and take us all up anyways. When this all happened, I figured like most it was time. This was the end, but it wasn't, was it? We're still here. At first, I thought it was a mistake, that we was missed, forgotten. Maybe we did some wrongs. Didn't give enough to charity, maybe. Didn't praise his name, even in the worst of times. Maybe thought some things that ought not to have been thought. So I asked how? Why? I fought your wars on Earth. I'm ready to fight them up there by your side. Then, in my despair, I saw some survivors eating raw rat carcass behind a dumpster. You ought to cook that first, I warned them. Seemed obvious. We tried but got sick, they said, covered in their own filth. I realized right then and there that I was being tasked. From then on, I built kitchens, cooked good food, fed anyone who walked up with an empty belly. And I was thankful for my task in life. Thankful. Next time hell or high water land in my stoop, I'll be swept clear away with it. But until then, let's share a home-cooked meal together, all right?
Alright, so I'm going to go back and read that terminal. I just wanted to let that play out. In the meantime, I killed some feral ghouls you saw, and I finally found a optional way to stash things. Now, there is a stash back at the Overseer's camp. I just forgot about it. But, yeah, I'm not using anything with 38 ammunition or anything with 44 ammunition. I'm not using that yet, but I will. So I'm going to hold on to the 10 mil rounds for now. And then I'm not going to use this bobblehead because I'd like collecting those. And let's see. This is nice. You get these pieces of bubblegum with those perk packs. And 5% slower hunter and hunger and thirst for 2 minutes. So it's not really like a big thing, you know, but it is still neat. Why am I looking at my whole inventory here? Apparel, aid. Let's see, do I have a lot of something here that I don't really need to be carrying around? You can see the tick blood. Oh, tick blood's not spoiling. That's interesting. I thought it would. But I think I do already have some spoiled stuff. Yep, vegetables. Some of those rhododendron flowers I've already spoiled, and if not, some of them are about to. You can see the condition there keeps going down. That means it's spoiling. What else might I put in here? I've already deposited all my junk. And you can see right here, 400-pound maximum. Now, they released something with this most recent set of patch notes saying that they're going to increase the stash size. And they're saying that the reason that they left it at 400 pounds was because of the certain number of items within the world and stuff like that. I don't really know that I buy that as an excuse. I think it was a gameplay design that they realized people have not liked. And the reason I don't buy that it's because it's capping the number of items in the world is because you could have 10,000 items in here with 0.01 as their weight versus having like 8 items that weigh 20 pounds each. Well, not, obviously more than 8, but you understand what I mean. To where the weight is in no way indicative of the number of items that you actually have within your stash. It's entirely based on the amount of weight that you've got stored in there. That's why heavy weapons weigh as much as they do, is to basically limit people from constantly using them. But limiting the stash based on the number of items does not seem to be a legitimate excuse to me. I think it was them trying to make sure that people don't get out of balance with the amount of things that they're able to hoard and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not something I've been in favor of. Because already the camp system seems more mobile than I'd prefer. I'd prefer a stationary home base somewhere that's, you know, just mine. But and I understand like the camp system's a neat thing you can do with that, but I prefer it if it was basically an infinite stash supply, and if not infinite, we're talking way bigger than 400 pounds. Okay, so Delbert's terminal. Alright, property of Delbert Winters, witnessing the end. MOTD, today is the day. I guess that's message of the day. Volunteer training. Delbert wants every volunteer to cook one meal for today's potluck. Today's menu is Survivor's Basic Ribeye Steak. Instruction, get some meat from one of the local cows, toss it on the fire until it stops oozing. Okay. Comfort Food Cookbook. New comfort cookbook recipes detected. Updating database. Appalachili and sunshine oil. Now these are the 2 recipes we already found here. So Appalachili recipe: get some tomatoes, the uglier the better. Add some beef, doesn't matter the quality. Just a handful of garden beans, not the canned junk, and some cleaned up rainwater for the earth taste. Okay, mix it real good, then simmer over a fire for a good long while. No spices in that, which means I don't think that would be very good tasting. Sunshine oil. Chop up some potatoes into cubes. Melt sugar in a husky water to get a brown molasses. In a husky water, I wonder what that is. Mix up and top with a shake of a thistle. Moonshine helps get you to sleep, but sunshine oil helps you wake up and keeps you awake and regular. Extra regular. If this don't keep you awake, you're probably dead. Okay, well there you go. Oh, actually I think there's more there. Yes, potluck schedule. Today's potluck, ribeye steak. Schedule, Monday. Oh, okay. Monday through Sunday, it's all ribeye. Past favorites, ribeye. Well, there you have it. Okay, and Delbert's diary. We got, wow, a lot of these here. Okay, we'll start off with the first one here. January 15th, on faith. January 15th, I needed to write down my thoughts because I was losing faith. I'm ashamed to admit it. I witnessed the wrath with my own eyes. The brightest of lights filled the sky, and I thought he had come for me and those of the faith. But we remain. Why? Either he did not come, or we were not good enough. I pray. I pray every moment I can. Nothing. I hear nothing. I used to hear something, I think. Did I? It's hard to remember. So long ago. February 20th, the responders. February 20th. This past month I've struggled. I cooked a lot, though. You know, it helps keep me calm to cook. Ingredients are so simple. Mix this and that, and you get yourself a food. Life, not so much. And the beyond? I don't know. I thought I did. The responders set up a camp in town. They're a bunch of medical and firefighter types, and they plan to fix up survivors. I'm volunteering. This is something I know I can do. April 15th, nightmares. April 15th. Devoting myself to cooking for these survivors and running the book club and the nightly survivors guilt meetings has been good for me. But I still come home at night and I think, why? I was ready. I was ready my whole life for this. What did I do wrong? June 10th. Weird cows. June 10th. It makes me glad to see the responders are taking in survivors so well. Anyway, we need them. Lord knows. We need them to rebuild this land. I've been noticing a weird thing. Some of the animals were born different. First I thought it was just a random fluke, two-headed cow. Should go to the Museum of Fakery, but then it happened again and again. He doesn't make mistakes like this. The flood. September 1st. Weird cows are born more often than not, and I don't know what to say. Plants are weird too. Plants are merging, changing colors. I don't know what. Maybe this is a recreation of our world like after the flood? If so, the survivors had no ark, no protection. I stayed up all night cooking stew and corn pone for everyone here. There's a lot of us now. A lot of us aren't doing so good. Some have lost faith in the responders and ran to the mountains to join gangs. I pray for them. I pray for all of us, mind you. October 10th. Experiments. The weird cows continue to be weird. I heard someone who arrived from over the east over here call them Brahmin. I can't remember what regular cow tastes like anymore, or regular tomatoes for that matter. I've set up an experiment to monitor these things. I'm worried. What if the meat and vegetables here are hurting us? I need to keep track of this to know for sure. In the meantime, I think old prepackaged food is probably okay. Other than the rads, yeah. November 8th. Gangs. Bunch of old survivors came to town from the mountains. They're in a gang now. They wanted stuff. They tore up my garden and killed some cows. I'm going to start putting extra food in the pantry just in case. And I need to remember, they have a tough time up there. There can't be much to eat in those mountains. December 25th. Our future. I brought all the weird cows down from the nearby farms and let them loose in the pasture. I think they'll stay here because I planted a bunch of good hay grass there. In a couple of months, I'll build some gardens near the houses, and I'll set up control groups of plants. He didn't take us, so I need to make sure I'm ready for when he returns. This is just a trial. I have to do better. I need to make sure everyone here eats well and survives until the end. Apology. April 25th. I've sunken my entire life lately into these experiments and feeding the survivors. I've asked him if this is enough. If he will come for me now. Silence. Is this punishment? I was in the war. I killed. I know I did these things. But I had to. They made me do it. I thought it was right, too. How can I apologize now? June 26th. At peace. Just finished planting the community garden for the next year. Figure I'll spend some time in the garden patches behind my house for a bit. Brings me peace to work land like this. Planting some seeds. Gonna see what in the hoot they turn out to be. Don't look like any kind of seeds I know. Unless it's creativity, right? So it looks like this gentleman here, Reverend Delbert Winters, was a war veteran who was a reverend as well, awaiting the rapture. Believed that the nuclear war was the rapture, and that he was not taken, possibly because of the killing. I don't like that graphical glitch. I don't know what causes it, but yeah. So it looks like he was planting potatoes. Alright, so we gotta take some meat from these cows. Okay. Now we gotta cook a ribeye steak. It says also optionally look for fuel. Now I already have fuel, but I may as well grab some more if they're offering it. There's another possum over there. Hey, there's some wood. There we go. Okay. What will we make? A ribeye. Okay. Let's head on over to the self-serve kiosk. Message of the day, don't provoke the cows. Okay, complete training. Updating volunteer status with the responders database. Done. Congratulations, volunteer. Granting access to responders database. Done. Okay, contact the responders with the database. Now, I believe that was back across the street in the cathedral. Not cathedral. The church. Okay, let's check this. Log in. Volunteer. Emergency. Contact responders HQ. Establishing connection. Done. Message received. 1. Displaying urgent message. A large horde of the Scorched is on the move and might be headed for our main base at the Morgantown Airport. All personnel are requested to report to HQ as soon as possible. Bring weapons and medical supplies. Maria Chavez. Connection terminated. Now there was... restricted messages. Let's see. Training volunteers. But now everyone has heard about what happened with Casey and the 2 young survivors that arrived from Sutton. It's tragic, there are no words, but he just didn't know, and they trusted him to know. So we've decided that all volunteers must now start as volunteer candidates first, and during this time we go over basics now. Food, water, and that sort of thing. Casey decided to travel into the mountains to clear his head. We tried to persuade him to stay, but it's his choice. We hope he'll return soon. Self-serve kiosk. The new kiosk should help us handle additional volunteers, should any arrive. Lately, most of them survivors are too injured to help themselves, let alone others. But they see the kiosk as a sign that people will be arriving soon to help. We need that hope. Kiosk bugs. The self-serve kiosk seems to have some issues. The message of the day keeps cycling every hour on the time I add every time I add new volunteers. It doesn't save the profile or send the information to the admin terminal. Interviews. We are all survivors, folks. We are learning how to live out here, and we need to preserve and distribute this knowledge. Do you know what it's like? Do you know how to make clothing from animal hide? Determine a good berry from a poisonous one. Let's talk about it. Let's tell the world what we've learned. Welcome. Welcome, responders and volunteers. Thanks for working with us. As you know, we are trying to cope with the influx of survivors that need our help. The new volunteer program is going to help us concentrate on medical help while volunteers focus on basic survival needs. We are also collecting data for the responders database, which will help us to rebuild Appalachia one day. So please contribute data when you can. Okay, and I feel like there was something else as well. Requests. When responders return to Flatwoods soon, we will process your request, stay nearby, and use the provided emergency supplies and robots. So let's start with the earliest one, which is the one from June of 96. New patient medals. June 15th of 2096. Transcript from volunteer bots records. Everything hurts. Literally everything. I don't even know what happened. I just tuned in the radio station, heard about this place, but nobody here knows where y'all went off to. July 18th of 2096. New patient Chris. Transcript from the volunteer bots records. I was running and broke all my toes and my nose. Won't stop running on top of everything. I was getting attacked by some horribly messed up person. When I started feeling sick, I think he died. And then I started feeling sick. I think he died. His skin was on fire. I just kept running. That's when I broke my toes. I'm gonna lie down a bit. I just feel bad. July 19th, 2096. Comment from Metals. Yeah, the guy who signed in yesterday with the sniffles and the broken toes just died, I guess. He turned to me and said, maybe I ate something bad, and that was it. I'll bury him in the back. This ain't my job, you know. You're welcome. I'm gonna have to check out behind the church to see if there is a grave back there. July 25th of 2096. New patient Cullen. I figured I could get some training here from professionals, survival type training. I'm going to work on the volunteer responder program. I heard if you get access, you get a bunch of rations and rugged survival equipment. I'm going to do that. New patient Mike from August 1st of 2096. Transcript, I've already read that. I used to be a member of a bunker to the east. We had plenty of food, water, so I thought. People got nervous, there was a fight. Anyway, I left. But I don't have any supplies. I heard about this place on the radio, and here I am just to trade, really. I think that was that Mike? Yes. So, comment from Cullen. The guy just signed in, took some supplies, and left some other supplies in trade. took most of the water and food, though. He said he was going to some asylum somewhere and would need it more, but he left us with some armor, so that was good. New patient, Dr. Vin. Transcript from... Okay. I don't know why I keep reading that. I've been eating nothing but Blamco, mac and cheese, sugar bombs, and instant mash with Nuka-Cola for years, even before the bombs. But lately it seems to give me the shakes. I'm a doctor, though a doctor of philosophy, not medicine. So I came here to see if anyone could tell me if there's something I can take for the stomach aches and shakes. My guess would be you need to start taking some rad away, because a lot of that food probably has some rads in it now. Comment from Dr. Vin. Sitting in feedback on the robot. It's out of all its supplies. I've been grabbing supplies from the nearby houses in town, so there's enough for most of us, but the robots need to be refilled. New patient, Brad. From August 25th, 2096. Constant headaches. I was trying to survive up near the old Vault-Tec vault. Had a nice shack by a pond. Even made my own liquor. Things are fine, but then I just got attacked by a bunch of giant bugs, and now my head is killing me. Just where is everyone anyway? Okay. And from September 1st, 2096, the last record, again, over 6 years ago. Seems like the responder should have communicated with this outpost by now. Cullen is now a volunteer responder, and he found some resources using the database. He found info in the database that showed us where the responders are now. We're going to find them now. Okay, so just completed that second helpings quest. And it's sending us to the Morgantown airport. Well, oh, let's see what we get here. Tinkerer's workbench plan, wood scraps, hunting rifle plan. Very neat. And it looks like I leveled. Okay, level 5. Now I can start using more of those weapons. And let's see if we can get lockpicking yet. Yes, pick lock. And I can now make use of more of these, so let's put those in. I still have to be level 7 for that. Okay. And let's see about these new weapons. Oh. Okay, so 10 mil pistol. Let's add that to favorites. Oh. Okay. Walking cane. I was going to add that to favorites. Take the machete out because the walking cane does more damage. And I'm going to scrap that pipe wrench when I get through a bench. Oh, I need a drink. Purified water. Got a pretty good stash for that still. And I'm always going to try to leave things like potato crisps until I run out of all the other food, because things like potato crisps never spoil, whereas these mole rat chunks do. And let's take these mutt chops, and there we go. Okay, so let's take a look at the map, though. Okay, so we started out here at the vault, headed down through the Lumbermill, past the Wixon Homestead, over to the Overseer's Camp, down here the Green County Lodge, then back to Scrap, then back down here, over into Flatwoods, and did some running around in here. And now we're heading out to the Morgantown Airport, which means we're going to have to take this highway up here, and then take Interstate Highway 59 north, and then go east on 64, or we could go through the Golly Mine, which is not a bad place, and we can go up the railroad tracks and follow that all the way up to the Morgantown train yard right here. There's Morgantown Station somewhere up in here, and we can head over to the Morgantown Airport. So, I think that'll do it though for this video, because we've completed some of the first quests that are involved with the main storyline. And so when we pick this back up, we'll head to the Morgantown Airport, and I'll show you what you can find there, because I have done that part of this story so far, and so I do know what happens there. But I ended up actually going there first in this last one before going to Flatwoods, just because I was trying to avoid following the main story. The problem is that you pretty much have to follow the main story if you're ever going to get to into the nuclear silos, if you're ever going to join the Brotherhood of Steel. So basically, unlike the previous Fallout games where you can pretty much ignore the main storyline to a certain extent, like you do have to do some things with the main story, but in Fallout 76 you do have to do the main story to do some of the more appetizing late game events. So, oh, more dogs. That was quick. Where are they? Oh. Oh, that didn't kill him? Okay. So, anyway, this is where we will pick up next time. I hope this video was informative to you. If you want to see the future ones, then be sure to subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. Leave comments or questions. Oh, another robot. And I'll try to get back to you. And there we go. Oh, didn't kill him. Okay. Let's try this new 5mm. Oh, that's not it. 5mm or 10mm pistol. Ah, not good, not bad at all. Okay, until next time.